Yo, welcome back, man. Man, this is big. I got my first ever guest on the podcast, you guys. I met this kid through Instagram, and at first I was weird about it. You know what I mean? Because I was like, people try to have me all the time. It's just weird. And then I finally reached out to him, and I was like, "Hello." He was like, "Hello, my friend." I'm like, "Do I know you?" I'm like, "Do I know you?" And he told me a little bit about himself and how he was interested about being on the podcast. So we chopped it up for a little bit beforehand. It's a really good dude. He has a really good story. He put me on to a lot of knowledge within that 30-minute conversation we had that I will never forget. He's a musician in recovery, and I would like to welcome Skyler Ray Davis, baby. What's up?
Hey, let's go. Yeah. Hey, I appreciate the invite on the platform and the podcast. This is exciting. Anytime where two people team up together, both have a good message, a beautiful message. I think it's amazing what you are doing and trying to create here. So it's an honor, it's a privilege, and thanks for having me on.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. Um, so I would like you to, tell the audience who you are, what you're about, where you come from, kind of a little background. It could be as long as you want, as short as you want, and just kind of let everybody know, man, what you've been doing and what you've been going through and how you got to where you are today.
For sure, for sure. Well, my name is Skyler Ray. That is my first and my middle name, and that's also my artist name right there. I'm in recovery, 12/6/2018. I'm very excited about that date, and I plan on keeping it for as long as I can, but I'm taking it day by day. A little bit about me is I grew up, well, I grew up with my mom and my dad and my brother. And then about the age of 9, I went into foster homes. I found myself moving around a bunch. And I think a lot of my later on troubles stem back to that incident. Um, just because a lot of it is, I found my self worth by the acceptance of others. And that's how I found myself important. If other people like me, then I seem to like myself. And when they didn't, things went wrong, and that just led to addiction. So that went right there. I've been making music since 11 years old. I was homeless at like 18. And then on top of that is I ended up going to incarceration for about 5 years, locked up in prison, and now I just been traveling like crazy. It's been a blessing. I owe it to my recovery. I owe it to God. I owe it to all the hard work and all the support that I have. And it's like I've been able to make a career out of this music, and it's crazy to me that I could talk about my addiction and my journey, and rack up millions of plays. Like, to me, that is wild to have that type of support. So that's just a little bit background on me. We could definitely dive a lot deeper into my story later on, or during this episode, or whenever. But there's just a little bit to keep it a little short, but there you go.
Yo, listen, the fact that when you started, right, when you got out, and in 3 years, you have literally created a life where you don't have to go to, you don't got to go to an 8 to 5, right? And like everybody wants that, but nobody wants to do the work. And I was one of those people. I got passion, I got fury. Like I've always had this just grit about me. And at the same time, due to my past and how I was raised and how I was conditioned, I didn't want to work for it. And shit was given to me. Certain people that know me know certain shit was given to me, and I didn't really have to work for a lot of things. And I felt attacked in a sense, right? Like I had no self-worth. So it's just the fact that you literally in 3 years have made a lifestyle out of this and made a living out of it. But I wanted to ask you about when we were having our conversation before we actually started recording the episode, and you said something that stuck with me, man. You were like, it was that last time that I was in the cell, and I was telling myself, like, man, this is it. I'm going to get out. And you were like, yo, talk about that, man, because that stuck with me, man.
I got you. Yeah, no. So what I was saying was, You know, all my times I was locked up, I spent a lot of times locked up. Lots of county time. I did prison time. Addiction and all that led there. And every single time I was in jail, I kept telling myself, when I get out, I'm gonna chase my dreams. I'm gonna make something of myself. And I'm like, oh, I love music so much. Music is my everything. When I get out, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do that. But every single time I got out, I got high, I went back to the streets. And so, it's like I just kept lying to myself, and I noticed there was a pattern here. That no matter how much when I was clean and sober, how much music seemed to mean to me, or what it meant in my dreams, and it's obvious those are my dreams, but the fact that I didn't apply it every time I stepped out was crazy to me. Like, soon as I got released, everything went out the window. So with that being said, this last time in prison, I was sitting there, and I was laying in bed watching TV, and I started thinking about when I get out, and I was like, when I get out, I'm about to focus on this music. I'm about to, and I start saying all the things that I've been saying, and so I was sitting there, and I'm like, yo, when I get out, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna focus on my dreams. I'm about to be 28 years old. This is just crazy, and it's like when I get out, I'm gonna go all in. And then I stopped, and I literally looked around. Mind you, I'm having this conversation in my head. No one else is there. I'm looking around, and I'm like, yo, I am really lying to myself right now. There's no one to impress. And like I told you, it's different, like, and it doesn't make it okay, but I get why sometimes people might lie or say some things that, look cool or win approval, or, you know what I'm saying, when people get to talking about dreams and missions. So I get it, but the fact that I was by myself and that no one else was around was wild to me, that I'm sitting here lying to myself. Like, who am I trying to impress? Who am I trying to look cool in front of? Like, it's crazy that I'm just sitting there and just BSing myself, And I thought, well, check it out. Hold up. If I'm not trying to impress nobody besides myself, then I need to quit lying, and I need to take this seriously. When I get out, I need to put I need to put an action plan together. I better do everything I said. Like, I'm not going to have too many options. Each time the sentence is getting longer and longer and longer, you know? And it's like, what am I going to do? Go back to the streets, come back in, and then get out and try again at 35, 36? I'm like, this just isn't realistic, So I told myself, yo, when I get out, it's time to really do it. Opportunities are closing. The dope game will always be there. It don't matter if I'm 70, 80 years old. Like, the dope game's going to be there. People change, everything changed, but the dope's going to treat me the same. It is going nowhere, right? But me doing rap, like, it's a young person's game, So I was like, all these windows are closing. I owe it to myself. One thing I fear is growing old and not giving it my all. And not chasing my dreams. I could live with the fact, if I try and I become old, when I'm old, not when I become old, or not if I become old, but when I become old, um, it's like, I could live with the fact that I failed and tried, or I tried and failed, but I cannot live with the fact that I didn't give it my all, or to think, what if? Like, it's like, I don't want to be like, yo, I could have done it, but this happened, or this and that. I didn't want excuses. I would rather say, yo, I made it happen. Like, that's crazy. I did the impossible. Or, like, yo, I tried it. I had fun. Things didn't work out, but damn, it was a hell of a ride. And I could live with that. I could live with that. I could live with completely failing and not making it happen, as long as I give it my honest effort. And I owed myself that, not no BS, none of, like, just saying I'm going to do it. Like, I really had to go out there and do it. And when I got out, I applied that, And like I told you, I had a drink when I got out. I stayed clean the entire time in prison because I didn't want to, lose my good time, or, every single day I was like, when I get out. So it didn't make sense for me to get high or drink. The opportunities came, but I didn't want to risk it and then end up losing all my good time and have to do an extra 6 months. Like prison for me was very easy. I kept to myself. And time, wasn't hard at all. But the fact that every single day that I knew I was wasting my potential in my life, and every single morning I'd walk across I was in a dorm, so every morning I'd walk across this tile floor to use the bathroom, and I just remember, like, you couldn't help but count the days, and I know you're not supposed to count days when you're doing the time, but I was sitting there, and that countdown was real, and it was rough, and anytime somebody's like, you want to get higher drink, and I'm like, kinda, but you know what? I don't want to do an extra 6 months. I know how long it took me to cut down. A month took like forever. So why would I want to add 6 extra months for a feeling that's going to last for a couple hours or a day? You know, I was like, that's not worth it to me. And so when I got out, I had a drink after about a week out. And I remember riding back. We were taking the Max back. I lived at a free housing downtown when I got out of prison. And I went to go meet somebody to grab one of my notebooks, and I had a drink. And when I was coming back, I thought to myself, you're not supposed to be drinking or using it. It's completely sober living. And I thought to myself, I was like, yo, I hope no one's at the desk. I said, I'm just going to try to walk through. They stop me, I'm going to be in trouble. And then I instantly caught myself. Like, the whole thought process was going on in my head, and I instantly caught myself, and I said, look, here I go slipping already. About a week out of prison, I'm already doing this, and then you start having reservations, you start going back and forth, you're like, well, it's just a drink, da-da-da-da. And I said, well, and I thought, yeah, maybe just a drink, but if I have to hide it, then obviously I'm not doing what I'm supposed to be doing. They're putting a roof over my head, giving me an opportunity to get on my feet, and this is the leg up I need, the hand up I need to buy me some time to work on some stuff, to put a plan together and really put the action plan together. And not only that, but start accomplishing things. And so I was like, yo, I'm already messing up. Like, I can't be, the fact that I literally thought, oh, I'm going to have to walk through, hopefully they don't stop me, shows that I am doing something that I'm not supposed to be doing, So that's something that stuck with me. And that's the last time I ever been under the influence at all, is December 6th, 2018 is my clean day. And I'm hoping to keep it.
Yo, man, I know that what you said was from something bigger, because normally things don't really stay with me. Like, it's hard for me to retain information, right? Or conversation, period. I got ADHD, so that should be hard. But like, I will never forget that, because I was in the gym tonight. I'm thinking about, everything we're about to do. And I'm like, man, like, you literally said it best. The dope, the drugs, selling it, getting high, it'll always be there. If you ever want to go back, it's always going to be there. But won't always be there is your craft and your passion, because eventually there's a cap. There's an end date. So I'm sitting in the gym and I'm like, dude, you have inspired me so much. You have no idea. No idea. And I'm sitting in the gym and I'm like, man, the bad food, the waking up early, all the things I don't want to do, what we talked about, all that shit, the laziness, the complaining, the ego, all those things that have held me back from doing this. Obviously, I've created it and I'm starting it, but even then, all the things that continue to hold me back will always be there. I can always be lazy. I can always eat bad food. I can always be hard on myself. I can always, but won't always be here is this right here, this energy, this fire, this computer, this mic. Like, this won't always be here, because eventually I won't be here. And that has put such a fire under my ass. Like, I'm just so lit right now. I'm so confident in everything. And like, literally, I have my little notepad right here, and I'm just like, dude, the things you said to me the other day, man, they'll forever stick with me. I was already telling one of my friends like about it, and she was like, oh my God, like, what happened? And it's huge, man. And one thing I do want to say, too, that stuck with me was, your shortcomings do not have to be your downfall. Like, your character defects, don't have to be your... Yeah. Right. Like, and for the longest time, literally, like, up until 70 hours ago, like, damn, I always felt my character defects are my shortcomings and all, because I'm this, and that. But it's like, they don't have to be. It's just can be a thing, and we can move around it and work through it. So, and it's huge too, because having somebody on here, first of all, Okay, that was weird. Having somebody on here that is in recovery, and I shared with you about how, like, I smoke marijuana, I have my medical card, and how, I've drank, I made the conscious decision to, drink, and how I've even tussled with that, not because, oh, I'm doing it bad or it's bad, just the simple fact of, like, what am I even doing? It's not even really healthy, it doesn't get me anywhere, but okay, it's cool, and it's chill, and I can do it, and I have done it. It's just nice to know that though I've chose that experience and that path with alcohol, I can still get on here and come talk to somebody who's completely sober, and you're not judging me. I don't feel like you look at me any other way, and I love the different perspectives, right? Because there's always going to be someone who can never touch a drug, can never touch a drink, and I love it, and I'm here for it. And then there's always going to be people who want to experience, and eventually, whether it's 6, 10, 12 months, they may fall off the cap, and they may not. You know what I mean? So it's just, I appreciate you for allowing me to be just authentically me, and still wanting to come on here, not being like, oh, well, she told me she drank, and, yeah. So, man.
I got your back, and here's the thing is, I don't know you like that, but I know you from this, and I feel like I know you from the conversation we had, and I can honestly say, no matter where you're at in your life right now, from listening to your other podcast, I know you're not in that place. So either way, I accept you as you are, and I'm proud of you for, making those changes and those steps, because it could be scary, and it's scary once, you're in the thick of things. It's real easy to look back from the outside perspective, like, this is what I want to do, and this is what I'm going to do, or I should have done this. But when you're in the thick of things, the fact that you made that change, and, so I'm proud of you for being where you are at in your life, and I think, honestly, you're kicking butt, so what does it matter? I think you're on the right track. I know you're motivated, and I know you're continuing to see that growth that you're, you keep on putting in the work, you're going to get the results. So just continue at it, man. And honestly, your recovery is your recovery. And as long as you're happy and you know where you came from and where you're at now, that's what matters, is your perspective.
Facts. And it's also always been that, I got to explain to people. And I need everybody to understand where Rachel is at, and why she's where she is, and what she did, and what she's been through to get there. But as I grow, as I network, as I meet, I realize that nobody is really truly meant to understand you the way you understand you. And only one can understand by your actions, how you lead, how you walk, how you talk, how you perceive yourself. And I'm a wild card. There's days where I'm going to be, hey, my name's Rachel. Or there's days I'm going to be, what is it? I'm a cusser, and I know sometimes not good, but what the fuck is good? You know what I'm saying? Like, it's Brizzy Rights, we in a building, it's time to get crazy. Like, I can bring any type of, you know what I'm saying? Like, I can bring any type of energy one needs. So, and I gotta remember too, like, I don't gotta be this perfect or this one way. I just get too caught up in my head, man. And so this right here is a perfect way for me to beat that fear, to cross that bridge, and realize that, man, this is my show. This right here, Soulless to Soulful, this is my show, and whoever wants to rock with it, rock with it. You want to lean with it, lean with it. You know what I mean? Like, get out of here, my guy. But, yeah, man, I really want to thank you again, man, 20 million times. This has been such a great experience for me. And I want more to come. I want us to, eventually when we cross paths in person, create some more heat, because I feel like this was just a perfect snippet of who you are, what you came through, man. The fact that you came from, foster homes to living on the street for a few years, doing dope, being homeless, you got your own Doorway Entertainment, right?
Doorway Entertainment, let's go, baby.
Inspired by, because you was on the streets, you wasn't living in doorways, in downtown Oregon. And here you are literally doing things that people think we can't do because, we were drug addicts and we were addicted to this. But both of us are living proof that if you change your people, places, and things, possibilities are endless.
You can make things happen. And here's the thing, too, is my addictions and my failures have gave me this fight. It gives me this fight. It's the reason why I fight so hard. It has given me a strength that is unmeasurable. It has, the hunger inside of me. I would not have this hunger unless I went through what I went through. I promise you that. And there's times where I'm so passionate about what I do. Like, I cry almost every single day when I think about my dreams because it's that scary and it's that real. You know what I'm saying? I'm so passionate about my dreams. Almost not a day goes by that I don't cry thinking about it. Real tears, real tears. And there's that hunger inside of me that won't see it no other way. I have to get it, and I don't care what I got to do it. I'm gonna do it, and I'm gonna get the results that I always desired. Because I owe it to my younger self. That little kid that had those dreams. I don't have permission to quit. I don't have permission to give up. I can't. That is not an answer. If I'm hurting and I'm beat up, then I need to get the hell up and I need to figure it out. Right? There's no way around it. If I can't go over it, I will go around it. I will go through it. I will go underneath it. I'm going to make it happen. I do not have permission to quit. And I'm telling you, all the things that I went through, all those times sitting in the food lines, all those times, in the soup lines downtown Portland, looking for somewhere to shower, sleeping on the sidewalks, mixing my dope up with puddle water just to do a shot of dope. All that created a hunger. All those days that I sat in that cell, all those years, and I've sat there and I waited to get out, it has created a hunger that is unmatched. And I promise you, that's what leads me and is going to lead me to victory. Because, like I said, I do not have permission to quit. And I will not quit. I owe it to my younger self, and I'm going to make things happen, and I'm going to figure it out. And that's the drive that I wake up with every single day. And I know without a doubt, because of my sobriety, because of God, because of my support team, and that hunger right there, that's that perfect storm. I'm telling you, like, I'm excited for life. I'm grateful for life. It's unbelievable that I'm finally starting to enjoy the fruits of my labor. It is wild to me, the fact that, I'm able to travel and able to do this and I could afford things. And it's like, I don't have to worry about doing that. I don't have to do a 9 to 5. I literally travel around the country and get paid to do it. And it's like, I show up to shows and I do this. It's like, I rock a show. It's like, the crazy thing is, so look, this last show, this is how grateful life is. This last show that I rocked, able to do it, and I was able to put 6 months of bills put aside off one show. And on top of buying a bunch of things. Like, to me, like that, but here's the thing. Yes, I worked my butt off for that show. Yes, I grinded it out. I sent thousands of messages. We broke the attendance record at a local venue here. Like, all this different type of things that, hard work. I'm telling you, getting up at 5, 6 a.m., you have your quota. I'm sending 500 messages a day. I'm doing this. Like, I'm studying all the data and the analytics and figuring out what the restrictions are. That way I don't get blocked for sending these messages. I'm trying to do the right ratio. And it's like, I did the homework. I put the work in, and I got the results. To me, it's wild. Hey, put the work, do the homework, put the work in, you will see the results. What you do behind closed doors will come to the light. If you want to win out in the open, in front of people, you got to put in that work behind closed doors. And that's what, I continue to do. And there's days that are hard, and there's days I don't feel like it. And there's days, I'm struggling picking my chin up off the ground. But I stay strong and I stay fight. Why? Because I don't have permission to quit. I cry. I can't take it. I become vulnerable. I want to quit. I want to throw in the towel. I want to do that. But I do not have permission to quit. And I'm telling you, like I said, the addiction and everything is the hunger that feeds me and the hunger that fuels me. And with my mind being on the right track and sobriety, I could have this hunger. I've had this hunger for a while. But I wasn't able to utilize it because I wasn't sober. Right? But the fact that I'm sober, my priorities are right. Obviously my priorities ain't right when you're in your addiction and you're getting high and you're living in the doorways. That's not priorities. You know what I'm saying? Priority was a drug. But now that I'm clean and sober, all that right there goes to it. And I'm telling you, like, it is an amazing feeling. And it's something that I'm grateful for. Like, I get to show up at this venue and make, 6 months of rent and bills and off of one show. Like, and it's like I get to record an album. Like, it is wild. Like, I come from came out living in free housing, like started with a box of 100 t-shirts. Me and my lady, we both own Doorway Entertainment. Like, we got our own studio. We own all of our own film equipment. We own, like, our own gym. We got, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, we got a nice gym. Like, all this stuff at home. We own our own screen print. We do our own merch. Like, we literally got a treadmill, elliptical, bikes, like sauna, all weights. Huh?
You do it all yourself. The printing, the making of the mugs, the hats, the shirts.
We just recently bought it. But yes, now we do all our own merch. My lady does my videos. She films our videos. She records them, edits them. I do all our own recording, mixing, and mastering on the music side. We do everything. We do everything that, that could be done, from visuals, the pictures, the music, to production, to merch. Like, but we invested all that, And it's like, it got to the point where, like, if you believe in yourself and you invest in yourself, like, it's gonna happen. You know what I'm saying? It don't matter. And here's the thing, and I'm lucky to have the partner I have, because I take so many freaking gambles, and not once is there ever any doubt when I ask her something, like, hey, I'm thinking about doing this, or I'm thinking about doing that. And it's always, go for it, do it. And there's no question, and it's. Hey, she's amazing. She's amazing, and she's but there's never no question of doubt, and it could literally be my last dollar, my last penny in my account, And it's like, okay, it's my last dollar, it's my last penny. Things are gonna be super tight and rough for a while, and she's like, go for it, do it, go for it, And it's crazy because it's like, but because of that, we were able to invest all this. Like, it's like, we're able to dump 15 grand in the studio. We're able to dump 5 grand here, 10 grand here. Like, and it's just wild to me, but like the payoff is worth it, And it's just like this upcoming tour, like, she's a warrior. She's beautiful. There's no one else I'd rather have on my side doing this hustle, doing this fight with, and chasing my dreams with, because like we are both independent. Fully independent, no investors, no labels, no managers. It's just hard work. I'm up grinding every single day. We have everything everything that we do is all out of pocket. It's like we're getting ready to go on our Road to Recovery tour and around the United States. It's like, that's going to probably cost us 20 or 30 grand just to even get out. But it's like, we're paying all this, just like we still got to get our van. We still got to do everything. So it's like, all that is, the supporters I have are amazing and incredible, and it's cool that they believe in me and that they push me, that they hold me accountable. And like I said, that's a support group I have. Like, I could never, ever, ever imagine. I remember burning CDs and trying to sell them for $1 and end up giving away most of them. Half of those got thrown away. Like, I remember those days trying to, rock a show and having to, ask my dad and uncle if they'll buy a ticket, because I promised I would sell a certain amount of tickets, and I didn't have the money to cover all the tickets. These are things that I remember. I remember going out there and, and doing all these shows with 10 people in the crowd, doing 5 people in the crowd. It's like this last thing, it's like this last show we did, we had 289 people there, and I personally have, like, we moved all these tickets, and I personally sold, over 100 VIP tickets, and we're talking at like $125 a pop. Like, this is just crazy. People are paying $125 a pop, and it's just like, these are the support that I have, and between my lady and the people, and it's like they're giving me love, and here I am. I'm this addict that comes from the doorways. I'm just, you know what I'm saying? It's like, I spent so many years incarcerated, and all these people believe in me, and they're trusting me to carry this message forward. Like, to me, that holds me accountable. Like, I wake up, so many messages in my inbox, so many people telling me I saved their life. Like, I hear it countless times, like probably like 5-10 times a day. Like, people literally telling me, oh, my music got them through tough times, my music saved their life. Like, and to me, like, at the end of the day, like, they saved my life because they hold me accountable. And on top of that, I noticed that all this movement has become bigger than just me. There's a lot on the line. There's a lot at stake. I already see the impact that I'm able to make, because with all the people, it isn't possible just me. All these people give me a platform. Without the platform that they give me, yes, I may have grinded. Yes, I may have put in the work. Yes, I worked my butt off for it. Yes, I stayed sober and did this. But check it out. Without them, there is no platform. Like, you always got to be grateful for the people. Without them, I would have no voice. And, and I hustle every single day because you never know when that's going to stop. So I'm grateful for everything.
Yeah, no, man. Honestly, like, literally, I know me and you are special among so many other people that are talented out there that just don't see it yet, or they don't have that support, right? We're so special though because we've both come from places no better, no worse, right? I mean, like, there's things you told me that I'm like, damn, I didn't experience it. I'm sure there's things I've been through that you haven't experienced. We come from places though that I would have never thought 5 years ago I'd be here. Not even 3. In 2019 is when I was really talking about this podcast. I would have never thought 3 years ago that I'd actually be here today, where I'm just, got 5-6 episodes out a month in. I got my first guest on who's actually done so much in your community and the people and lives that you know. But we show something because we have all these reasons and these excuses to stay where we were, to stay stagnant, to stay comfortable, but we chose, I'm sure after plenty beating ourselves up with the bat, literally just bang, bang, bang over the head for many, many years, like, we chose to get out of that and finally come into our authentic self and be the light that we were meant to be. Especially, speaking for myself, literally living in my authentic self with no outside judgment. Because listen, you could judge me, you could say whatever you want about me and who I am and this and that and the other, but guess what? I know I was put here to help, to learn, to be compassionate, to be understanding, because there's certain things that some people may not agree with, but because I'm a human and I've been judged before, I'm that light for people. And sometimes it is very overwhelming being that person that people come to and confide in, but I'm meant to be that person. But look, man, I know I've said it 80 million times and I don't really care. I'm going to say it 80 million more times. You have inspired me so much, because from when you started to where you are today, like, to me, it's not about the money. It's not about the fact that you don't have to work 8 to 5 and you make all that. It's not even about that. It's a simple fact that you're doing what you love and you're doing what you're passionate about. And because of that, you don't have to work for somebody else and you don't have to get up when you don't want to get up, necessarily. And that's what I'm chasing after. The fact that I know one day, 3 years, 5 years, 2 years, whatever the time is, that I will be able to being invited to be on TED Talk, being invited to go talk at seminars, because the vision is clear. And you have, my friend, inspired me to make a vision board. I'm going to make several of them. And you've inspired me to continue to study myself, why I'm sad, why I'm mad, what happened, what's going on. And you've also inspired me to really do the shit I don't want to do. I can't say it's going to happen tomorrow. I can't say it, but I know that you've inspired me so much. You literally are a blessing from God. Like, I'm not going to cry right now, but you really are a blessing from God. And I need you to understand that. You just helped me elevate my mind so much more, Skyler. Thank you so much. Thank you for coming on here. Thank you for sharing your story. Thank you for being vulnerable. Man, I cannot wait to do more work with you. I can't wait to meet you in person. My guy, thank you so much.
Of course. And I appreciate you having me on it. And just know we will meet in person whenever that time crosses. I'm grateful for you. I think you're to go far in life. Just remember, if you slip or you stumble or you fall back, and I'm not just talking about addiction, but I'm talking about in life general. Remember, don't be hard on yourself. That guilt, that guilt that you feel will weigh you down and literally paralyze yourself. And that weight will be so heavy that it's going to be hard to move. So you just got to remember, if you make a mistake, it's okay. If you take 10 steps backwards, you did not lose the tools that you obtained on this journey. Get up, you shake it off. You get knocked down 100 times, you better get up 101 times. Okay? And just keep fighting. And those vision boards, I know you're going to do it. I believe in you. You are great. You are amazing. And just remember, just always focus on yourself. Quit worrying about everybody else's perspective and what they think. It's not about the comments or the views or anything like that, or what people think of you, because at the end of the day, that's just insecurities. And I still deal with insecurities, but I dealt most of my life with it. And you just got to remember, once you truly learn about yourself and learn how you operate, I promise you the blessings will come. It doesn't happen overnight. takes years and years and years. You learn about yourself every single day if you're paying attention, have the willingness to learn, but just accept that. Like Nipsey Hussle said, it's a marathon, baby. Let's go.
And we ain't stopping, man. Y'all go check out my guy, Skyler Ray Davis, on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram. Go give him a follow. Check out his music. Check out his content. And again, thank you, Skyler, so much for coming on the podcast, Soulless to Soulful, with yours truly. Let's get it, baby. We out.